Hi, bookish friends. We were talking about Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This is a new adult fantasy. First of all, it's a five. It's a MF and 5 out of 5. A 10 out of 5. I bought this book back when I was at a Polycon. My friends and I went to the Barnes and Noble, which is right down the street from the hotel. And I saw this cover plus sprayed edges and was like, mine. But I had not read it yet. I did not read it honestly until this past weekend. I literally, I literally stayed in bed all weekend and just listened to the audiobook. It was because my partner read the physical copy and loved it and was like, "You really need to read it. You really need to read it." And I was like, "Okay, fine." And he was not wrong. I have seen some comments, some complaints, kind of on Book Talk videos and also in the reviews of the audio about the narrator being sick. There's literally like maybe 5 minutes where you hear some nasal stuffiness, if that. It is definitely not for the duration of the book. And honestly, I feel like the narrator knocked it out of the park with their narration. I was so emotionally invested in this book. I spent the entire last 45 minutes of the audiobook just sobbing. And those of you that have read it know why. There's a lot of people who have been comparing this to Hunger Games and Divergent. And I think it's because that's the last time we were all so at the same exact time invested in and sucked into a series, right? There's certain series that you just get so sucked into that they literally live there all the time, whether you're reading them or not, right? And you're thinking about them even when you're not reading them, and you go watch the movie 5 times. And this is one of those series. It is absolutely just as good as Hunger Games and Divergent. And honestly, I love this book. Same thing. I devoured the audiobook. I think it's definitely worth a listen. So if you don't, sorry y'all, I'm still like recovering from COVID, so I have to kind of catch my breath. So if you aren't familiar, I don't know how you couldn't be, because this book is all over friggin' Book Talk and Bookstagram. But if you aren't, Violet, our main character, has studied all her life to be a scribe, but then at the last minute, kind of, her mom's like, "No, you're going to go to dragon riding school." And Violet hasn't prepared for dragon riding school. And Violet also has a physical disability that's not visible. It's not a visible disability. So she has to overcome kind of all these obstacles that other people are not necessarily having to deal with, but she does because of her own perseverance and her own grit. And I love the story. And also, Zayden's a new shadow daddy.